So this is a very deep dive energy update. In the moment, on the day, May the 2nd, Pluto has indeed gone into retrograde, and it is like very deeply felt. I even felt this a few days ago. Now, Pluto is the god of the underworld. It is all about death, rebirth. It's about power. It's about transformation. It's the underworld, man. And like, just as you're taking a breath and a beat from the eclipse season, it's like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. So yeah, so we're deep diving. Now it's moving through Capricorn and Aquarius. It will settle in Aquarius and it will stay there for the next 20 years. Yeah. And then we are basically in this energy, okay, from now until about October the 11th or end of September anyway. So this retrograde is kind of a long one. But we are in the year of transformation. I mean, I heard the other day, that apparently we've only got 1 week which is not in retrograde this year. So transformation is upon us. Now I'm just going to deep dive into this. I'm going to collate all these videos together that I've been doing. I'm bringing in Ma'at, the goddess of law, order, cosmic truth, balance, justice, all of the above. This is her gig, right? You know, because we are now being called to face our shadows, take ownership and responsibility of everything which is our own, which is all of it, because this is your movie. So anything going on out there, no one's coming at you, bro. It's basically happening for you, not to you. Out there, if it's chaotic and it all looks a bit kind of turbulent, we need to address what's going on in here. So this is very, very, very inner child work. So, you know, your inner child's going to be going through an awful lot as these deep behaviors, patterns, belief systems start to surface to the top. And, you know, and of course, that's been sitting dormant in the underworld, which is why Pluto's coming in such a force to actually switch the light on so you can see all of these things within you and you can actually address your inner child and the woundings and sit with him or her and kind of like have a conversation, you know, because projecting and throwing it out there and everything like that is not going to serve us anymore. Even though we might have got away with that in the past of being able to say, right, here you go, hot potato, you have that. This is why this year is the year of transformation. Because transformation happens when we take ownership and responsibility of everything that's going on out there. As a powerful manifester that we are, we understand the laws of manifestation. We understand alchemy. We understand how this goes. So we know that pointing fingers, blaming and all that kind of thing, we know it doesn't work anymore. I mean, like, it's actually quite last season. We used to do it, you know what I mean? But like, and maybe that got us through. But where we're at right now, 2024, the year of the dragon, fire. It's been eclipse season of note. Fire, okay? Hitting the solar plexus, that's Sekhmet, fire. You know what I mean? Fire, transformation, all of the above. And it's happening everywhere in it. Everything out there, let's just call it the elites out there, the world as we know it, but also that's coming from the inner chaos as well that we're projecting. So everything is coming up. So if you're feeling a bit chaotic, if you're feeling like relationships are exploding a little bit and they're all looking a bit dodgy and what's going on, even the relationship with yourself is going to be going through it because Pluto's come in and switched the light on and said, right, no more victim consciousness, okay? It's now about ownership and taking control of that because that's where our power is. Because when we start looking at that and start going, right, okay, this is something that's going on within us. We then have it's tangible. We then have the power to transform base metal into gold, to go through that alchemical process of, you know, coming from here to there into the highest expression. So this year is that year of becoming, right? So I'm going to go through my notes here because I've been getting my toth on and being like a little scribe this morning and really channeling and journaling and bringing everything to the forefront. So, I mean, like Pluto, okay, it deals with your inner shadows or showers and toxic beliefs and patterns. So all of the stuff that you didn't even know about, this is where I believe that we're at, really, really deep subconscious patterns. They've been running for so long that it's almost like your right arm. It's always been there. Why would you even question it? And now all of a sudden the energy's coming up and you're going, oh, wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought that was like kind of completely fine. So there's these deep subconscious patterns and woundings that are coming up now that you didn't even know. It's buried deep below that concrete that your feet stand upon. So give yourself a lot of love and unconditional love, and hold your space while you go through what is a very uncomfortable time, because transformation is uncomfortable, and allow that conversation with your inner child to be very, very soft and gentle. Because when we move through it when we have that conversation with ourselves and we're like too abrasive with ourselves, that can really, really harm the process and slow the process down for healing. So it's all about you. It's all about you and your inner child. And it's all about absolute love, unconditional love for self, right? Because that's the portal that we're moving through, the cosmic heart, because that's why we're going through all of this transformational process. That's why 2024 is 2024. And that is why Pluto's coming in for this amount of time to kind of help us get there, right? Because we said we were going to get there, and you are going to get there, right? So unearthing deep-rooted psychological and emotional wounds, so you can become empowered and heal. I mean, that is what this journey is all about, right? Of really getting to I don't know about you, but do you want to get to those dark depths now? Is it time for it to be done? Are you ready to come into wholeness? Because we have to walk through this ringer so we can get to that point. So the quicker that you allow and surrender into your shadow, because it's your shadow, no one else's, the quicker you're going to be able to heal. You'll feel empowered, and you can change the movie out there if it's not looking so nice for you right now. Do you know what I mean? So now, turning the page. Now we are addressing the fact that it is basically transformation. It's the planet of death and rebirth, right? We have been experiencing crazy dreams. Let's talk about the dream state now. Mental dreams. 2-3 nights ago, there were shared with a lot of people dreams of family members, very, very ancestral. These lines are clearing, very ancestral at the moment. This is how deep and how far it goes back. You are the one that is taking all of this energy on. So give yourself that you're not just clearing your immediate stuff like Marie stuff. I'm clearing all my ancestral stuff as well. So it's a lot. So, give yourself props for that, right? But there's been very, very powerful dream state about family members dying and all of this kind of thing, or just death alone. So that understand that's because Pluto was coming in and he was like, everything has to go. We really do have to let go of it. Get my words out now. We do have to let go of it all for us to pass go. And the only way we're going to do that is to be able to surrender into 2024 this year. Let it all go. And it's painful, yeah, but let it all go. If it's unpreferred and it doesn't feel comfortable, let it all go. It doesn't need your attention to unpack it and mess around with it and fix it, because then you keep it around for longer. If it feels shit, let it go. That's it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't require action on anything. It just requires you to surrender into it, observe it, allow that energy to be there, and just say, yeah, I don't want that. Take it away. You know what I mean? Don't take it on. If you get brought a plate of food, which is actually really just not very nice, or it looks rotten or whatever, are you going to sit there and eat it for the benefit of the waitress? No, you're going to send it back to the kitchen and go, no, please take it away. Please bring me something fresh. Okay? Transform. That's alchemy. So that's a very basic thing in our lives. We need to now do that with our energy. Okay? Because you got to value yourself. You're not going to eat shit. Do you know what I mean? So, continue with that, and then also as well, which I only found out today, which is in my notes, which I thought that is so interesting, because I felt very, very much the inner child is very, very, very sore at the moment, because so much transformation is happening. So there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of uncomfortability. There's a lot of oh my God, do you know what I mean? And when we feel that fear, two things happen. You either go super, super small and you become oh my God, I'm so scared. Or you flex and you step in and you become a little bit of a bully because you're trying to protect yourself. Do you know what I mean? There's a pendulum swing either way. But the baseline of what you're actually feeling is fear. But we all have different programs that we have developed to protect ourselves. So we don't want to focus on those programs anymore. We don't want to see how small we can make ourselves, smaller than a little armadillo rolling up into a tiny ball. We don't want to look into how can I push that person's energy off me and be defensive and push them off, and no, you listen to me. You know what I mean? Because that's fighting fire with fire. That's a protection. That's a program, a negative program that is being created on both sides to protect your inner child. So let's let that go. That's the rotten food I speak about. Let it go, because what we want to do is come in and sit with the inner child, because there is only love. And that is what Pluto is going to help us understand and know, that through this transformational process, you will arrive at the most highest, most powerful vibration, which is love. That is all there is. That is the harmonic match to the universe. And that is what we're working towards. So the sooner you can let that shit go, surrender, and stop projecting, the sooner you can come back to yourself and really get to that point which is what you're trying to get to anyway. By doing that, you want that letting that go is going to allow you to get to that point. But you're running those programs because you think that's how it's going to get you there. It's not. It's just going to keep you and suspend you in that space. So working with the energy of Pluto, working with the energy, of all of these planetary shifts is going to serve you so well, because if we can be in alignment with that, then we're going to move through this. So everything retrograde is an internal, it's an introspection. Everything which is retrograde allows you to come in. Because there's no answers out there. It's inside. So as soon as I talk about map and compasses all the time, as soon as you allow yourself to come in and you can sit there and you can accept that it is your ship, because there may be a certain part of you that you're like, no, that person's a narcissist. No, that person is out to get me. Or no, this situation isn't working for me, or whatever it might be. Blaming and projection is you actually resisting stepping into your truth. Now I'm bringing in Ma'at again. Ma'at is all about truth, law, order. Can't even get my words out today. I've even had coffee as well, and I'm battling today, honestly. Truth, law, order, justice, balance, reconciliation, cosmic truth, right? This is what Ma'at is now. She's stepping in. She's the judge, the jury. She is like taking no prisoners. And, Sekhmet is the same, because Sekhmet is the upholder of Ma'at. And she's like fierce right now. And she's like saying, right, okay, so what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Your power, your innate power is exactly in the words innate, within. It's not out there, it's in here. If you are grabbing for power to control, the need to be right, they're a narcissist, whatever it might be, what you're actually doing is you are working with external authority, and you have absolutely zero inner authority. One has a very short, shallow root system, like a tree. One wind blows, you'll be falling over on your side. That's out there. That's grabbing for power in that way. The other one has a very, very deep root system, very deep indeed. And that is the internal, that's the inner authority. This in here, which is what it's all bringing us in here. This is your inner authority. This is your access to the portal of the cosmic heart, which sits here. Unconditional love. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It's not out there. Your truth is inside of you. It's not out there. Your access to, the higher dimensions and living as a super starseed being in a physical body, loving life, is through here. But you cannot access this if you're grabbing for power out there. So you've got to go within. Or if you don't want to, that's fine. You can stay out there, but you'll stay there. So let go or be dragged. I mean, I always say that, so it's powerful as soon as you surrender and let go. And I get it that if we're controlling out there, it's because we're so bloody scared to let go. I get it. I send so much love and compassion because I get this all the time. I never stop working on myself in every single moment, but I get it. But if we can just take a moment and take a beat and just let go of all the white noise out there, and maybe just spend half an hour sitting with your inner child, even if you don't say anything, just be with them, you're going to feel very different. And then you're going to start to feel that these dark places are quite comforting and that there's going to be movement in your process. Okay. So speaking, I'm going to end on this now. Speaking truth, power, and integrity together as a community, taking ownership of your own experience is the way through. Okay. That's a quote by Marie. So speaking your truth, power, and integrity as a community. So what do I mean by that? Is being so integral that when you are in a community, whether it's just with your friends, or whether you're running a business and it's with your team, whether you are in a group, just the whole spiritual community, meaning the world, like connecting with people on social media, whatever it might be, connecting in truth, power, and integrity means that you are being vulnerable. Now, when we say vulnerable, we are so programmed that vulnerability is actually not a good thing, because that means you're going to get taken out. But vulnerability is probably the most powerful thing that you can be in, because you are standing out there and you are vulnerable and you are exposed in the most empowered way possible, because you're coming from your inner authority. You're coming from your truth. You're coming from your ma'at. Okay. When you are out there and you are projecting and you are enforcing your your opinion maybe, or saying that person's taking me out, or this is happening to me, then you're giving your power away. Do you know what I mean? And you're kind of like being in your non-truth. So this year is all about transformation. It's all about integrity. And it really is quite simple. You're either out there or you're in here. Listen, it is a bit turbulent and it is very, very uncomfortable, and it is going within because you've got to face your shadow, and we need to heal that, right? But the difference is staying out there is going to be turbulent and uncomfortable, and it's going to be a permanent fixture, right? So that's that. But if you come in here, it's going to be turbulent and uncomfortable, but it's going to shift very quickly, and then you're going to move on to something else. Out there, you'll stay the same. Inside, you're the portal to the multidimensional everything, right? So speaking your truth, power, and integrity together in community, when you're vulnerable and you're speaking your truth, then the whole world changes. The community comes in to support you. Your vibration, like attracts like. It's the law of attraction. Everything starts to change. So if our inner dialogue can change with ourselves and become a lot softer, and we can take ownership that this is our experience, we can take ownership and responsibility for what is going on in our movie, because we're the directors and producers and all the rest of it, and we're casting, we put everybody in our movie. If we can accept that, then we can actually have that very important conversation with our inner child, who knows everything, by the way. We just got to put our big old arms around them and just give ourselves a bit more love. And then as soon as you do that, forget everything out there. Forget about it. Do you know what I mean? That's just to basically deter you to come in here. So God loves a trier, right? So don't stay out there fighting the good fight, because that's not what we're supposed to be doing. It's supposed to direct you in here. So come in here. Resistance is key. Non-resistance is key. Letting go and surrendering is just allowing you to come in and have that conversation and that very, very powerful quality time with your inner child. That is where the power is at, and that is what I'm interested in. I don't know about you. So this is my energy update for retrograde for Pluto. I am going to Egypt in a few days' time. So this is now very much on point. And this is the year of transformation, guys. We've been through so many dark nights of the soul, which is not what this is. Transformation is different. But we've been through so much over the years that this should be a walk in the park for us. And we're so close. So anyway, let this land, let it digest. Always communicating with you guys in my comments and everything like that. Peace. So much peace and so much love. And keep on trucking.